Hello everybody and welcome to the Tag Team Battle League Power Rankings for Week 2. You're here with Coach Oak. Also on the Power Ranking crew is 8W0211 and Nith Ninja. So this is a combination list of the three of our rankings put together, and then I will also show you the high ranking and the low ranking on the combination of the three lists of each of the teams, so you can kind of see who had a wide range of spots and who kind of stayed in the same spot throughout. Shout out, very important shout out to Tsunami for the new setup in terms of formatting and making it look all pretty, because I didn't have time and he was awesome enough to make me a format. So shout out to Tsunami for props. Hit him up on Discord with thanks for making this look prettier than I would have been able to for this week. And as I said, this is going to look a little different. We are going to have just the master list, not with the three individual lists at the end, but instead we're going to show movement from week 1 to 2 and the high spot on the three rankings list and the low spot on the high rankings list, which you will see in a moment. But let's get right into it. So we have Team Speeds is the number 12 at +0. They have not moved out of that spot from week 1. High of 12 and a low of 12, meaning that they were 12th on all three of the rankings. This week, Team Speeds played Team Real Beauties and lost 3-0. So just a quick note on the match for Team Speeds side of things. Why was there no fake out with Mega Metacham? Protecting first turn with that thing seems really weird. I don't know what coverage you would have needed with it that would have made you not been able to run fake out. It's free good damage with Mega Metacham because of pure power. So that thing really needs to do more in terms of being helpful with fake out, and really it needs to do way more. All it really did was set up a bulk up and die and protect, but while protecting a couple times. Just sat on the field while things around it went down. It's a monster. You need to get more out of that, and I know you can. I look forward to seeing it. I do actually really like the end game, going for the Knight / crit with its increased rate. That was your out. I know it seems kind of strange when you sludge bomb into a steel type, but I understand what you were trying to do, and I think you were correct in trying to make that out. I think you had a good chance to win if you got that crit. If not, you were going to lose 3-0, and yeah, you probably could have turned that down into 2-0, but I understand risking the win for losing one differential point. It's worth it at that point, with the increased crit chance. If it wasn't for an increased crit chance, probably not, but yeah. I just think you kind of got beat by some things that Real Beauties did that really just put you in a really bad spot, and we'll talk about that when we get to Team Real Beauties. So now on to Team number 11 with a +0, so no movement, high of 11 and low of 11. Again, consensus with the analysts. Team No Mercies, who played Team Frozen Helix this week and lost 2-0. So, my only real note that I made for this match was that the SmackDown was really nice, but you're gonna want a Yachi Berry with 4 times weak Mon trying to set up, quote unquote, set up SmackDown. It's just way too hard to try to make that work. Lando T was kind of a victim of protecting from an Encore user as well. And a note from some of the other analysts, Lando T dying to ice moves just cannot continue if you want to win, and that's going to be your way out of this spot. Killing your own Mons did not work out for you. I don't suggest trying to make that work out for you in the future. And I really think that you could have used your Electivire better. I'm trying to use the word we over I a lot of the time in this, and it's not working out, but I'm going to keep trying. And I'm not going to really edit, because I don't really edit. So, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. So I don't have much else to say about No Mercies. Let's move on to number 10. Again, no movement, high of 10, low of 10. Team PokePals, who is taking over a spot in the league. So this was not them last week, but they didn't move from their spot last week, which is interesting to see. So their entrance into the power rankings at the spot of Team 505, who has departed, and they were at number 10 when they left. So PokePals was not able to move either way with this, but I feel very good about what I saw in terms of play. I think switching Gigalith into a Skydrop was really well done, knowing it was too heavy, making a good prediction there. I think Continental Crush versus the Kecleon felt like a little bit of an overkill, even with Intimidate, because I didn't think it was putting on that much pressure, but ensuring the kill, there's something to be said for that for sure. If they didn't have Stone Edge and only Rock Slide, then I 100% see the purpose of that. And this is also the best I've ever seen Gorgeist used in doubles format. Used the Frisk really well. Shadow Sneak, even Explosion just to lay down damage, as well as Trick Rooming. Everything that they had on that set, they used really well, and for the right purpose. And that gets me really excited to see that you could be moving up in the future. I think you did, and a note from the others, of course, obviously, no game is over until Everymon is out, and we will talk about that a little more when we get to Team Sax. But make sure you never let off the gas pedal. I don't think that's what happened here with PokePals, but just a PSA for the entire league. So let's move on to number 9. It's our first team who has moved since the Week 1 Power Rankings. Team BC has dropped 3 spots. They were consensus number 9 amongst the analysts for this week. Now, they faced Team Fire Rising. And this was a 2-0 win for Team Fire Rising. One of the things that really hurt Team BC in this match was they did not bring anything for Excadrill. Their only thing that wasn't hit super effectively by one of Excadrill's stab moves is a Deoxys, which if it gets hit, it's going down. Now Deoxys obviously was also an incredible bring, as it puts so much pressure down on Team Fire Rising, but it's one of those things where I feel like you lost in prep, as the win con was very easily established for Team Fire Rising, and they played that out and picked up the win. The lead combo of Deoxys and Magmortar was really good. Take that pressure off Deoxys and go from there. Since we didn't see anything come off Magmortar with the knockout, I'm assuming it was a Z move, and the likeliest Z move was probably Electrium Z, Gigavolt Havoc. If that was the case, why wasn't it used when Blaziken was out at +1? Deoxys outsped it, could have taken it out, and then you could have gotten rid of the Blastoise that way. So that felt a little curious to me. And I know Follow Me was a problem, but even you could have switched out the Deoxys, gotten a better situation. There's things you could have done if you had just laid down that Z move right away. But I'm curious to know what Z move that was. If you want to let me know, please do. If you don't have to. But why didn't Soul Rock Trick Room on its first turn? That's another question I had during this match. It seemed like Soul Rock was there to put up a Trick Room. Besides Deoxys, they didn't really have their Speedy Mons. And they had Magnezone and Lapras in the back, who really would have loved to have a couple turns of Trick Room. But alas, it was not meant to be. Solrock did pick up a big kill before going down, but I felt like that turn 1 Trick Room would have been put in a much better situation, especially when it was facing down that Speed Boost Blaziken. Yeah, so let's move on to team number 8, which is Team New Wave. At a big drop this week, crashing down from the New Wave, New Hype number 1 to a 8th place, dropping 7 spots. They had a high of 7th ranking and a low of 8th. So a little bit of variability for the first time, but so this is where the rankings kind of get a little murky, but Team New Wave crashed down as they got absolutely rolled this week 4-0 by Team Hacks. This game was kind of what you see when people bring stuff from you, and for Suicune, it didn't go near as well as when they didn't bring stuff from you, Suicune. That combination did so much in week 1 and propelled them to number 1 rank, and it didn't do nearly enough this week in combination. In hindsight, I know being 2020, and I understand King Shield is a thing, but I would have liked to see Blaziken take out that Aegislash right on turn 1, or at least lay down really good damage on it, as it was in a threatening position against that Mew, who is trying to set up a Tailwind rather than doing protecting or anything else. If you were gonna kind of protect, I would have rather you just protect, take the speed boost, and then attack, scouting for that King Shield. But I think you were better off just going after Aegislash right away, as it did just then Z-move and take out that Mew, which was so central to your past plans, and it's seemingly important to this week's plans as well. The play around Gator wasn't super strong either. You were really relying on that Skull Burn coming in. Relying on 30% it's really tough to turn that into a win. And I don't understand why Mamo came in just to Ice Shard. If you knew that was your play, I don't know why you're giving up Mamo just to lay down. I think it was like 12% on a Proligator. You could have made a better play in there, or protected, or just done some other things rather than just giving up Mamo for essentially nothing. Seemed like you put it in and then went, oh shoot, we're not actually in a good position by doing this. I just had to give it up at that point. So just think a little more before you make that switch in. I didn't really understand that one at all. If there's something I'm missing, let me know. And obviously, as has been commented a few times in the chat, yes, you could have Ice Beamed Verzion and picked up a differential point. Yeah, that's a thing that, yeah, you could have done. And let's move on to team number 7, Team Real Beauties, who is moving up in the rankings, up 2. They were a high of 6th and a low of 8th. And this is another one of our 1-1 teams, with Team New Wave being the other so far. Team Real Beauties was the team who beat Team Speeds this week, so I think they got docked a little bit in the rankings in terms of beating the team that we have ranked number 12 as your only win so far. Diggersby was a phenomenal prep to take out that Hail combination. 4 times super effective Scarf Iron Head. Really good. I honestly forgot it got Iron Head, to be honest. So I don't know if Team Speeds did as well, but I thought it was really good, and it laid down good damage on Beartick as well. And beyond that, which was really good prep, I felt like they just played everything really, really well. There isn't too much to say besides they took control, they ran all their sets really well. There was nothing else that was really too jump off the page to me in terms of that, but your play was just really, really solid, and you picked up a really good win. More of this, more wins, you'll find yourself moving up for sure. Yeah. Now we move on to Team Padoofs, who is moving down 3 spots from Week 1 rankings. They were a bit more discrepancy, with a high of 5 and a low of 8. This kind of middle of the rankings, but they're averaged out to position number 6. And they faced Team PR Echo, who, as we will find out later, is also a little bit decisive amongst the analysts. So, which probably goes in combination of not knowing who to give credit to and who to put blame on, etc., in this match. So let's talk about this match a little bit. My opinions on PR Echo were that they dominated the lead, and then with Whimsicott and Gothitelle, and then just controlled the safe game all the way to the finish. They probably could have played for a little bit better differential, but that's my only negative I can really say about it for PR Echo. So I thought they did a really good job. Now, on the flip side of that, for Team Bidoof, you really need to play around that Gothitelle Whimsicott lead a lot better. When it's a lead like that that's got a prankster annoyance sitting beside something who they've already proven they want to set it up, / it's going to keep you trapped in that, you just have to go on the offensive. You did have offensive pressure. You had Poison Jab on Garchomp, and you had V-Create / U-Turn on Victini, and all you did was U-Turn out. But you need to really double into something, take one of those two out, either get untrapped or not let Whimsicott do Whimsicott things. By protecting in front of it, you let it get a free Encore onto your Garchomp and really limited its potential. And I know it had the Kepia Berry in the end and it would have survived one, but you could have doubled into Whimsicott, taken it out. Or if you feared the Gothitelle more because it could potentially Z heal block again, like it did week 1, you could have doubled into that and taken that out. Both are options that I think would have been better off for you rather than going on the passive versus a prankster annoyance, because it's just going to set up good things and put you on the back heel right away. You have to just go on the offensive, lay down pressure. You had 2 very offensive Mons out as a lead. Take advantage of that. And then it's not going to matter as much that you are trapped by Gothitelle. And a friendly reminder and a public service announcement for everyone in the league, please learn the Skydrop mechanics. This is going to be a repeat this year. I can feel it. Next time somebody's going to try to pick up a Mon that's just too heavy, like a Gigalith. And I know Gigalith was switched in, which was beautiful. So good props there. But until all of us know the Skydrop mechanics, I'm going to remind us. Skydrop mechanics. Go look it up. It's Draft League. You can even know exactly what Mons are too heavy for it on your team and on the other team. Be prepared. Skydrop's a thing. This is doubles in Draft League. Skydrop's going to be a thing. Let's all go learn the mechanics. This is in replacement of the Check Your Mons reminder that you got from GBA Analyst. This will be learn your Skydrop mechanics. And see. Yep, and that's about it from the analysts for Team Bidoof. Let's move on to Team Frozen Helix, who moved up 2 spots with a high of 4 and a low of 5 this week, and they got the win against Team No Mercies from a 2-0. So we talked about this match a little bit, but let's talk about it a little bit more. Clefable and Celesteela showed why they are such a menace, especially beside each other. The bulk and the heal pulse on Celesteela is just, especially with the coverage that thing gets and can go physical or special, or SPDF or defense. It shows why that led to a number 1 in ranking in the post-draft power rankings, and I feel like you really did the team justice. Speed swap, Alolan Raichu, as well as Alolan Raichu getting Encore on a Protect and Fake Out. Speed swapping for that Nidoqueen to really turn into an offensive threat was really good. I love seeing that. Please bring more of that in the future. More creative things like that, I should say. One big negative, don't taunt an Aromatisse. Really don't taunt an Aromatisse twice. I know the once it got protected, but you know it's got to have Aurora Veil. Aroma Veil, that's the word. Aroma Veil. Don't taunt it. Know your opponent Mon's abilities. That's, yeah. That's all to really say about that. And I really like the Sunny Day Clef as well. We really enjoyed seeing that as to counter the rain team. You know you're going against the rain team, pack Sunny Day on it. on something bulky too that's going to survive in order to do that. So good job with that. Really like seeing that. Keep up the good work. You've moved up a little bit after a very close loss in week 1. Keep moving on up. We now move on to probably the most divisive team in the rankings, Team PR Echo. They are 1-1. They are moving up 4 spots in the rankings after losing week 1. But they had a high of ranking number 2, which was me. Yes, I put them ahead of 2-0 teams and a low of 6. So they average out into this middle spot of 4th. I'm going to defend why I put them so high. This is me, not a we, even though I've been saying I more than we this whole time, which will get better as the weeks go on. Let's not forget, PR Echo got hacked out and possibly timer shenaniganed out. But that aside, they got hacked out in their first match. They very easily could be 2-0. And they were extremely impressive in beating Team Bidoof 3-0. Team Bidoof was ranked 3rd in the first week's rankings and didn't show anything too terrible this week. But PR Echo just really set things up really well and played really well. I've been very impressed with their prep and very impressed with how they played. I already talked about a little bit about notes on this team, but I think that they played Gothitelle so well. They've used Gothitelle really well. I know they've brought Z Heal Block twice now and led it twice, but until it really gets stopped, which I mean it did a little bit, but not really. They got out to a 6-2 lead. I'd say that worked as the lead combo. And they had the things in the back just to safely play the game out. Used their Mega Sableye really well, keeping it in Prankster form to lay down Will-O-Wisp until they didn't need to anymore. Then they could Mega up and be bulky as could be. Really good job with that. And they controlled this match really well. And they've been very impressive. I really liked their lead combo from the last time as well, with the Psychic Seed Halucha. And I really think this team is going to go places and shoot up this power rankings even farther. They are the team I don't want to play at this point in the season. So good job to PR Echo. I know I'm higher on them than the other analysts, but they scare me. And I think that's something to be said about that gut feeling of being scared. And the Kebia Berry worked really well for what we got as well. Another bit of good prep there as to go ahead. Now team number 3 is Team Fire Rising, which is my team, so excuse any bias. We are moving up 2 spots, picking up another come from behind victory over Team BC this week. High ranking of 3 from the other analysts, and I ranked us at a low of 4. So, sorry, Honor. I put a 1-1 team ahead of us. But we'll get there. We're on the hunt. So, as Tsunami likes to say, we are quote-unquote 2-0. Both games probably could have lost easily, but both games we were able to pick up come from behind wins. This match coming down to a vitally important turn where Lapras managed to get a Hydro Pump off despite a Nuzzle Paralysis and an Iron Head Flitch chance, but missed the Hydro Pump onto the Assault Vest Excadrill, who ran rampant this game and is the new kill leader in the league because of it. Excadrill did not have anything really resisting it on the other side, and as such, an Assault Vest version just worked really well with Blastoise and Raichu played exceptionally beside it. For 2 weeks now, Raichu and Blastoise have been able to cause major problems, and really Team Fire Rising is leaning on them to keep us alive in matches, in letting WinCon first week being Kyurem White and this week being Excadrill run rampant. Kyurem White going down turn 1 to Deoxys was unfortunate. Bulu going down to Deoxys later in the game, also very unfortunate, and some more of our fault. Kyurem White was we lost the lead matchup, necessary evil. And the Bulu probably could have been scouted out, but it would have been risking Excadrill, and it was our win con at that moment, so I don't feel as bad about that. And I'm now going to move on to the other analyst notes, who basically say the same thing. So yeah, I'd love to see Team Fire Rising play a better early game and not have to make a comeback, but we like to keep things entertaining. So now let's move on to team number 2 in the rankings, Team Sax, who is staying in this spot at number 2 with a high ranking of 2 and a low ranking of 3. And notes for this match: Trick Room versus the Rain, week 1, really good. Trick Room versus Sand, not as good a bring. Felt like you could have used a little more speed or a little bigger threats in Trick Room, but Buzzwole play at the end was absolutely beautiful and led you to victory with a big comeback with Buzzwole leading the charge. Thought it did really well. I thought I can't remember the Rocky MZ's move name, Continental Crush, was really good on Buzzwole as well. You were able to keep the superpower drops from affecting you greatly, and that's always going to be the way that you can really run rampant with Buzzwole. So good job. Hope to see more. Another win. Hopefully you can move that one spot. You're hoping to jump to number 1. But for this week, it's going to go to Team Hacks, who has moved up 3 spots from the week 1 power rankings with a high of 1 and a low of 1, unanimous across the board, number 1 after their victory 4-0 over last week's number 1 team, New Wave. This was a very impressive win. They brought things from Yu and Suicune. They took out the Mew right from the start. They had set up as well with the Z move, Aegislash, Dragon Dance. Gator put down so much pressure, both defensively and offensively, because it wasn't really hurt very much and it was laying down damage all over the place. And you really just dominated from the start, and then you used your switches and found the right times to set up to maintain control and keep the pressure on Team New Wave right from the start, and to kind of cruise to victory in a way. 4-0 is a pretty solid win, and that's why you've moved up this high. Enjoy your time at the top. You're now the target. Be ready. Well, that's all for this week, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Your one last weekly reminder, I am doing this for free just because people got salty last time joking up that I said it. So, weekly reminder, I did this for free. There you go. I'll be the proper heel in this. I don't mind. Anyways, any comments, questions, concerns, comment below, or hit me up on Discord if you want to explain anything more. I know a couple teams did that last week. Hit me up on Discord. And if you want to complain, don't hit me up on Discord. I don't want to hear it. No, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah, so let me know if you like this setup a little better, as this is mostly for the people in the league, of course. Let me know if you like the format. Give Tsunami all the thanks in the world for it. If you don't like it, give me all the blame for it. And yeah, Team Hacks leads the way this week, using Aegislash and Fraligator to jump to that number 1 spot. Have a great day, everybody, because Coach Oak said so. See you next time.